Moving on, Ganesh's latest flick Style Killing has been creating a lot of buzz. Now, the trailer has been a huge hit among the Golden Stars fans, but it has also run into trouble over the smoking scene.
Vodka. Mala. $30 ಲಕ್ಷ, $50 ಲಕ್ಷ, $75 ಲಕ್ಷ. ನಿನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು? ಏಯ್, ನಿನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು?
$500.
ಜೊತೆಲ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ಲಾ? ಇದು ನೀನ್ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ದಂತ ಮಂಜನ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೇನೋ? ಕೊಕೇನ್ ಕಣೋ, ಕೊಕೇನ್. ಇದನ್ನ ಅಫ್ಘಾನಿಸ್ತಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಿ, ಕೀಳ್ಸಿ, ಒಣಗಿಸಿ, ಪುಡಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ದಂಗ್ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನಕ್ಕೆ ದಾಟಿಸಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕಣ್ತಪ್ಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸಾಗಿಸೋಷ್ಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ನಂಗೆ ತಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್.
Now, the censor board has also issued a notice to the movie makers regarding this particular scene. Well, for more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Nishita. Well, Nishita, Ganesh, what kind of a trouble is he in right now?
Well, we understand that Style King is a much anticipated movie of Ganesh because it kind of changes his entire persona from being this chocolate boy romantic hero to someone who's involved in an action movie. And that's the reason why it was looked forward to a great extent. Now, what we understand is that Golden Star's new avatar has only caused this particular problem, as the first look of this film sees him sporting a cigarette. In fact, we are also being told that since the censor board officials had already told the makers of this movie to cut sequences involving, especially reduce the sequences involving Ganesh smoking, as it is against the law, or at least, there needs to be a disclaimer given in short sequences. But more often than not, the censor board prefers smoking and drinking scenes to not be present in movie, especially smoking scenes. And that's the reason why the censor board officials had gone on to tell Ganesh not to keep these scenes in the movie. But when the censor board officials were present at the trailer launch that was held recently at a theatre in Bengaluru, Nagendra Swamy, who is a regional censor board official, has gone on to notice that despite the warning that was given to them, there was a smoking scene that was not deleted from the trailer, despite the censor board officials asking them to do so. Now, we also understand that because of the kind of anger that crept up for Nagendra Swamy, that his orders were defied by the makers of the movie, including Golden Star Ganesh. He walked out of the trailer launch, is what we understand, and he has now sent a notice to the makers of the film, saying that in the next 24 hours they will have to explain, they will have to give a reason as to why they did not adhere to the rules and regulations, and why they did not adhere to the order of the censor board, as each and every movie is supposed to do so. In this particular movie, we see that Ganesh comes in. He's got this rugged look, and he has. They do not show the smoking scenes in too many scenes, but there is a scene where he lights up the lighter, and then there is a scene where in a silhouette you can see him smoke. So this is what has irked the censor board officials, and now there seems to be some official trouble for this particular movie, as it is no more just a verbal thing. It is no more just the censor board officials going and telling the makers, okay, you need to cut the scenes out, but they have sent an official notice to the makers of the movie saying that we had told you to cut this scene out, but you haven't done so despite the warning of the censor board. Now, in the next 24 hours, you will need to explain as to why exactly you have not cut out these parts. So, therefore, this particular trouble spelling problems for the movie Style King, and this is a movie that Golden Star Ganesh as well as his fans were eagerly looking forward to, as it would have brought forth a completely different persona, a different avatar of this otherwise chocolate romantic hero, Deepak.
Well, Nishita, now smoking scenes, of course, even in Bollywood movies had become quite a rage. They had banned this, but then Anurag Kashyap had gone on to challenge that. Now, partially, it is being allowed in Bollywood movies. Now, is Sandalwood not accepting this, or are they two completely different bodies?
Well, Deepak, more often than not, although there are parallels drawn between different censor boards, each and every censor board caters to the sensibilities of the people belonging to that region. Now, many a times when we see other South Indian movies being remade in Kannada, many of the times these South Indian movies are action movies. The Kannada movies will be far more sober. The Kannada remakes will be far more less violent in comparison to their probably Tamil, Telugu or Malayalam remakes, and time and again the censor board of Karnataka has gone on to tell that the sensibilities of the Kannada population is far more soft, and they are far more reserved in comparison to their counterparts elsewhere in the country, and that is the reason why the censor board should be doubly careful, and that's probably the reason why they're employing the same. And yes, smoking has been an issue in movies for a while now. The censor board has time and again tried to chop out such scenes, although the directors and the movie makers go on to state that it is the requirement of the role. We cannot live in denial in movies that people do not smoke, and in this particular case it is the requirement of the role. We're looking at a gangster sort character where he's got a beard, he's got the rugged look, he's come in to get some dealing, some smuggling, and then he shoots a man in the head, and that's the reason it goes with the character, and that is what the makers are trying to explain. But on the other hand, it seems like the censor board is not one bit impressed, and they want now an official response from the makers. But what we also do know is that when we got in touch with the makers of the film Style King, they have completely refuted speculations that they have even received a notice from the censor board. They're saying that we've received no such notice. It's all false news. So we are yet to see how exactly the movie makers plan to explain this move of theirs, Deepak.
Right, Nishita, thank you for all that information. Well, not great news for Ganesh there. His movie trailer does look pretty impressive, but might get into trouble due to this particular smoking scene in the movie, in the trailer, I beg your pardon.